gosh.
Hi.
Say hi to Facebook there.
Hi.
And say hi to Periscope up there.
Hi.
Yay, Sid. Okay, so we're here to talk about creativity and number five ways that you are kind of screwing yourself up creatively. I really don't like the angle of Facebook. There we go, that's a little bit better. Everyone keeps saying, oh, Catherine, you look like you've got thyroid issues. I don't have thyroid issues. I just have, like, a fat neck. So I'm going to do that. Cool. Oh, did I spell creativity? Okay, that's a shame. Okay, right, let's get going with this because I'm talking too much and I want to make this awesome. Okay, so number 5 ways that I am blocking creativity, or you are blocking creativity. Blocking yourself. What is blocking yourself? Blocking happens in lots of ways. Blocking is when you don't say yes to yourself. Blocking is when you, like everyone talks about having like writer's block, mental block. Whoa, my real friends are showing up. This is so cool. I've got Joel and Ellie here. No, not that you guys aren't my real friends. You're all my real friends. But it's so cool seeing other people who aren't necessarily like treasure hunters come and see me making a fool of myself with ears on my head. Blocking yourself. Everyone has mental blocks, right? You have mental blocks, artistic blocks. You have days when you're just like, I can't do anything. I feel like, I'm stuck. My life is terrible and I'm not a creative person. And I hear that all the time. People like come and say, Catherine, I'm not creative. I can't come up with these ideas. Yes, you can come up with ideas. Everyone can come up with ideas. You know, here's the thing, right? There's this guy that I talk about a lot, Edward Bono. I love that guy. And he says, like, you need provocations. He calls it, like, the Poe. Provocations. You take inspiration from anything, and it can be literally anything. I saw this performance art troupe from Canada once, and they were, like, French-Canadian performance art troupe. You know how crazy that is. They did, like, a 2, 3, 4-hour performance. Like, they did all these durational performances, and they were based... Okay, I watched it. It was people standing on one leg and turning in circles. I said, what was this about? And they went, oh yeah, we were inspired by the manual of a toilet flush. Okay, so if French Canadians can be inspired by the manual of a toilet flush and the mechanism of a toilet flush, guys, you can be inspired by anything. You know, look around you. Pick anything around you, like a word. So you could take the word product, okay, and then come up with a product for every letter in product. P-R-O-D-U-C-T. Paper. I don't know, what's an R word? Robots. O. Operatic song. Okay, D. Donuts. U. Umbrella. C. Cupcakes. T. Teapot. Great. You have like 7 ideas for a product, just from the word product. And here's the thing, you can take like provocations or a word or an idea from anywhere. Are the ears getting excited when I get excited about things? I don't know what the ears are doing. The ears just keep moving of their own accord. But you can take your provocation from anywhere. Take a colour, look around you and pick the first colour you see. Open a book, take the first word you see. Boom, there is your inspiration. Now get associating. Which leads us to number 4, things that stop you being creative. Being too linear. And here's something that happens all the time. People like show up and they go, okay, I need to analyze what's going on. I need to like decide on the next step based on the data I have. And it all gets very logical. Now there is a big time and a place for logic. Logic is good. It's kind of weird because I'm bright white on Periscope, but kind of blotchy on Facebook. But you guys are awesome. Thank you for staying with me. Being too linear. Yeah, so, you know, I know in the product creation world, a lot of people create their products by looking at what's already selling. And they say, great, I can copy that. And a lot of it becomes about copying. Like so much copy. Oh my gosh, I am so tired and sick of everyone copying everything because it's lame. If you copy people, you're always going to be like a step behind. And the problem with like this very analytical, linear approach, like what's the next step, logical step, is that you're kind of always behind. you're always following. Whereas if you create something from the ground up, if you start brainstorming ideas, you might come up with something that no one else is doing. You have this chance to do something really productive and really new. You know, I had an idea for how, okay, so someone said to me in a local group the other day, they said, okay, Catherine, you can't sell garlic presses because everything is too saturated. The world of garlic presses is saturated. If you go to Amazon and you look up garlic presses, it's like, and I know a few of you saw this in the group, but it says like Chef Master, Cook Master, Kitchen Master, Cook Quick, Best Chef, like all these things. So, okay, you know how you make a garlic press that will sell? I love that the ears went boom when I said that. You know how you make a garlic press that will sell? Call it a vampire crusher. Put it in a coffin box. Call it the vampire crusher and destroy vampires with it. It will rise head and shoulders above all the Chef Master, Cook Master, all of those things, the Kitchen Chef garlic press, because those things are boring. No one's going to be looking for those. No one's going to share those on Facebook. And if you really want to make sure it sells, put $100 into Facebook adverts. It will explode. People will share it with their friends. Oh, and barbecue gloves. You said, how do you sell barbecue gloves? I have one idea for how you could sell barbecue gloves. Get the silicone barbecue gloves. Put TSA agent on it. That's my idea. That's all you, like, it's, just do something different. Like, and you can't get there through linear ideas. Linear thinking will not take you there. There is a time and a place. Hi, Rebecca, how are you doing? Hi, Walna. Hi, Tracy. There's a time and a place for linear ideas. But being linear all the time when you're trying to generate ideas, that's not the way to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So number 3 is self-censorship. And this kind of ties into being too linear. The reason is, when you're being creative, first of all, you need to get divergent with your ideas. Like, you need to just come up with all the ideas in your head. And get rid of the silly ideas. If you have dumb ideas in your head, that's fine. Get them out there. Because sometimes dumb ideas spark genius ideas. Sometimes, like, offensive ideas spark non-offensive ideas. Like, just let them out. Let them out. Like, this is where both these two things merge. Don't be linear. Don't be linear. Put things out there. Just scatter all the ideas you have. Take your inspiration from anything around you, whether it's a color, a word, an object, a doodle, anything. And when you're putting those ideas down, don't censor yourself. Don't filter your ideas. Just anything that comes to mind, anything that you associate, put it down. And here's the thing, right? We do self-censor. Everyone self-censors or filters. Because you come up with an idea and you're like, oh, that's a bit rude. That's a bit offensive. That's weird. That's giving too much of myself away. And you know, sometimes when you give too much of yourself away, like, that's actually when you're tapping into something kind of interesting. And there's like an improv group, and their thing they say is, run towards the pain. Run towards the pain. Because if you run towards the pain, you start, like, and I see Ellie, she's saying this is really smart, and Ellie's a songwriter. Like, there's a lot of artists and writers and creators watching this, and people who are creating products. And when you really, like, dig at something that's kind of uncomfortable or kind of weird or kind of painful, that's sometimes where the truth is. And we do, like, as humans, we kind of suppress the truth a lot, like, subconsciously. So don't run away from that. And here's the thing, if you're just being creative on your own, if you're just working on your own, then no one's going to see it anyway. So just put it on paper. You can always burn it. Like, you can always get rid of that idea after you've put it down there. So get all those ideas out of your head. Even if it's offensive, even if it's weird, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it gives too much away, put the ideas down. Okay, so that was self-censorship. Get rid of the filter. And here's the thing, right? Once you've got all the ideas down and you've put them out of your head, first of all, they'll generate new ideas. And secondly, you can censor them now. You can make your choices as to what ideas you like, what ideas are good, and what you want to use. And that's like what's going to get you to the convergent stage of thinking, where you bring it all together, put it all together, and have something that's actually constructive that you can use. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We're doing five barriers to creativity and how to overcome them. Number 2, circular education. Now, okay, I had a hard time kind of putting this one down, but I think circular education is what I'm going to call it. A lot of people spend a lot of time just studying marketing, like going back and forth. They're just watching the same couple of guys talking about internet marketing, talking about advertising, how to run adverts, how to get Twitter followers, how to get YouTube followers, rah, 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 rah. Great, you need to know that stuff. It's useful. Like, you do want to know the basics of how to run YouTube ads or how to run Twitter ads or whatever it is you want to do. But it tends to get really circular if that's all you're learning. And this is when we get into this situation where everyone's like, okay, I've got a course about coaching. If you want to be a coach, I'm going to coach you how to be a coach. And like, it goes on forever. Okay, I'm going to make a course about how you make courses. I'm going to like guru you about how to be a guru. Like, it's nuts. It's totally nuts. And it's because people get into this situation where they're just learning about one thing and obsessing on that one thing. And you kind of lose perspective on the world. And I think to like really get powerful with your creativity, to come up with new ideas, to come up with fresh ideas, you need to like widen your education a little bit. Like, go for art, go for music, religion, philosophy. Wow, the ears liked religion and philosophy. They were like religion, philosophy, history. And I've got some news about that. I'm going to be doing a show probably Sunday. Might be a little bit later in the week, but I'm going to do a show. And if you're interested in history, keep your ears up. But yeah, like, get wide in your knowledge. Look at technology, look at coding, like, look at geeks, talk to geeks. Go to DEF CON, stop going to like Amazon conferences, go to like SXSW, go to Comic Con, like, find new things to try. And I think the more you can like reach out to other people, educate yourself, meet other people outside of your circle, then you start having new things you can bring to the table. I love what Rebecca's saying. She says, try it all. Okay, and then the number 1, and this is kind of the most, maybe it's a boring one, or maybe it's one of the most useful ones, but the big barrier, white noise. White noise, oh my gosh. I think we kind of dull our brains sometimes with TV. Sorry, you can't read the words on the paper. I'm reading them out. It says white noise. Number 1 is white noise, which is TV, which is video games, which is just, okay, I don't really like movies. I don't like movies because they're kind of all the same. Like, some movies are awesome. There's a few movies out there that are really awesome. But it's kind of like candy a lot of the time. It's like munching candy and you're just getting empty calories and it's just your brain going which is your boyfriend. I don't know what that means. Wait, you mean like candy is my boyfriend or white noise is my boyfriend? Yeah, but like feeding your brain with TV, with anything like that is kind of, phone, Facebook is a big distraction. Exactly. Playing like games like Candy Crush and stuff. Like, it kind of occupies your brain, but not at a level where you're actually learning anything or picking anything up. Like, I always like think about life as being like a sim. So just after I say don't play video games, I'm like, oh, it's just like being in The Sims. But you know, like, Sims have their little bars and they need to be learning something or getting fit or getting healthy or like forming relationships. Like, try and think about your bars maybe. Like, that's what I try and do. I don't always succeed at it, but I try and like think about like my bars and whether things are improving my bars. And like, TV feels like it's not improving my bars very much. So that's white noise. Okay, so I'm going to share this again because I know the people on Periscope had a hard time reading. But number 5 was blocking yourself. Find a way to unblock yourself, even if it's just doodling, even if you just make 10 circles on a piece of paper and doodle in each one. That will give you some ideas. Number 4, being too linear. Think about divergent. Think about divergent ideas. Don't just analyze and copy. Get divergent. Number 3, self-censorship. Stop filtering. Hi, Sid. Stop filtering. Stop covering your ideas. Stop suppressing your ideas. Let them out. You can always burn them later. Number 2, being too circular with your education. Go out of the circle. Find something new. Learn something new. And number 1, white noise. Get rid of the white noise. I love you, Sid.
There's the water in the
Oh, there's no water in my rice. My rice is burning, guys. Okay, thanks, guys, for sharing this with me. You have been super awesome. Super appreciate the Facebook people and the Periscope people. Bye.
Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, Periscope.